Hollywood thrived on whispers. Rumors were its currency, traded in hushed conversations over cocktails or hidden in blind items on gossip blogs. But when it came to Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe, whispers had always turned into storms. Their chemistry on Outlander was legendary, so powerful that fans couldn't separate Jamie and Claire Fraser from the actors who embodied them. For years, speculation about their off-screen relationship had been relentless. They denied it, of course. Both insisted they were simply colleagues, friends bonded by years of working side by side. Still, every glance, every smile, every quiet moment captured by paparazzi only fueled the frenzy. But this time, the rumor wasn't about romance. It was something else, something darker. The first spark came from an anonymous post on an industry message board. Ideographic period. Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe are involved in a secret project so dangerous, even Stars doesn't want the public to know. Most dismissed it as nonsense, the usual conspiracy theorists who haunted celebrity forums. But when a second leak appeared, this time on a private Discord server frequented by entertainment insiders, people began to take notice. The message was brief but chilling. Ideographic period, codename, the Highland Veil. If you knew what it really was, you'd never look at them the same way again. Dakota Johnson first heard about it at a rap party in Los Angeles. She wasn't directly connected to either Sam or Caitríona, but in Hollywood, gossip traveled faster than wildfire. She was chatting with a producer when the name, Sam Heughan, drifted into the conversation, followed by the words, secret project. Dakota tilted her head. Secret project? She repeated, trying to sound casual. The producer smirked, swirling his glass of champagne. That's what they're calling it. But from what I've heard, it's not a film. Not a series either. Something different. What do you mean, different? He lowered his voice, eyes darting around as though someone might be listening. Let's just say, if even half the rumors are true, they're not just playing characters anymore. They're living something much bigger, and much riskier, than anyone knows. Dakota laughed politely, but the words lodged in her mind like splinters. Meanwhile, in Scotland, Sam Heughan sat in a dimly lit pub, his phone buzzing non-stop. His manager had warned him, the rumors are spreading too fast. You and Kat need to keep this under wraps until we're ready. Sam leaned back in his chair, exhaling slowly. It's already out there. Containing it will be impossible. Opposite him, Caitríona Balfe adjusted her scarf, hiding her face from the curious glances of patrons who still recognized her despite the cap pulled low over her brow. Her green eyes flashed with quiet fury. This was supposed to stay between us, she said. Between the team. How the hell did it leak? Sam didn't answer. He couldn't, because deep down, he feared the truth. Maybe it wasn't a leak. Maybe someone wanted the world to know. The mystery project, codenamed the Highland Veil, had begun innocently enough. At least, that's what Sam told himself. A secret collaboration, pitched to them under the guise of an experimental creative endeavor. No contracts had been signed publicly, no press releases, no studio involvement. It was whispered into existence by shadowy figures with more money than Hollywood itself, people who promised total discretion in exchange for their commitment. At first, Sam had been skeptical. But Caitríona, sharp, fearless, always chasing the unknown, had urged him to take the risk. "This isn't just another series, Sam," she'd said one night after shooting in Glasgow. "It's something else, something that could change everything." And she was right. The Highland Veil wasn't a script. It was an experience. A project that blurred the line between fiction and reality, where actors didn't just perform, they lived inside a constructed world, guided by forces they didn't fully understand. A world that was now bleeding into their real lives. The first sign had been subtle. Sam noticed unfamiliar cars idling near his home in London. Caitríona began receiving cryptic letters with no return address, phrases in Gaelic, fragments of poetry, warnings disguised as riddles. At first, they laughed it off, joking that their fans had simply become too creative. But when Sam discovered his apartment door unlocked one evening despite being certain he had secured it, the laughter stopped. Now, sitting across from Caitríona in the pub, he felt the weight of it pressing down on him. The project wasn't just secret, it was dangerous. "Maybe we should walk away," Sam muttered. "End it before it consumes us." Caitríona's lips curved into a bitter smile. "It's too late for that. We're already in too deep." Back in Los Angeles, Dakota Johnson scrolled through her phone late into the night. Her curiosity had become obsession. She dug through gossip forums, encrypted chat groups, and obscure Twitter threads until she stumbled on a detail that made her blood run cold. A user claiming to be close to the source had posted coordinates. A remote location in the Scottish Highlands. The caption read only, "This is where the Highland Veil begins." Dakota stared at the screen, heart racing. She didn't know why, but she felt a pull, like fate had placed this information in her hands. Something told her that if she followed this trail, she would uncover the truth about Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe's secret project. A truth the world wasn't ready for. The Scottish Highlands were the kind of place where secrets could survive for centuries. Mist curled through the valleys, ancient stones whispered forgotten histories, and silence itself seemed to carry weight. It was here, far from the paparazzi's flashes and the chaos of Los Angeles, that Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe found themselves driving toward a rendezvous they could no longer avoid. The black SUV bumped along a narrow dirt road, its headlights slicing through the fog. Sam's grip on the steering wheel was tight, his jaw set. Caitríona sat beside him, her expression unreadable, but he could feel the tension radiating from her. "You're quiet," he said finally. "I'm thinking," she replied, her Irish lilt sharp with unease. "About what we've agreed to. About what it means if we keep going." Sam glanced at her, then back at the road. "You were the one who said we couldn't turn back." "And I was right," she said quickly, then softer, "but maybe I underestimated the cost." They arrived at the location listed in the encrypted message they'd received weeks earlier, a derelict hunting lodge perched on a cliffside, abandoned to the elements. Yet when they stepped out of the SUV, the lodge was lit from within, a warm glow spilling from the windows. Sam exchanged a look with Caitríona. No words were needed. They both knew what it meant. They weren't alone. Inside, a man waited. Tall, immaculately dressed, his silver hair catching the light like steel. He introduced himself only as Mr. Walden. His voice carried authority, the kind that brooked no argument. "You've both done well," he said, sliding a folder across the table toward them. "Your commitment has been noted. The Highland Veil is ready to proceed to Phase 2. Sam didn't touch the folder. "You still haven't told us what Phase 2 is." Alden's thin smile revealed nothing. "All in due time. For now, you'll continue your roles as agreed. The world believes you are simply actors. That is the veil. Behind it, we craft something far greater." Caitríona narrowed her eyes. "You make it sound like propaganda." "Ideographic period, not propaganda," Alden corrected smoothly. "Revelation." Sam's gut twisted. Something about Alden's calm certainty chilled him more than any anonymous letter or shadowy car outside his home. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away in Los Angeles, Dakota Johnson couldn't shake her obsession. She had promised herself it was only curiosity, but she knew better. The coordinates she'd discovered haunted her dreams. She saw mist, stone, a lodge perched on a cliff, though she had never been there. One night, unable to resist, she booked a flight to Edinburgh. Her assistant thought she was taking a spontaneous holiday. Her agent believed she needed a break from filming. No one knew the truth. She was following the trail of the Highland Veil. On the plane, she scrolled through her notes again, screenshots of encrypted chats, fragments of rumors, fan theories so wild they bordered on fantasy. Some claimed the Highland Veil was an immersive art project funded by European billionaires. Others insisted it was a political experiment disguised as entertainment. One theory went further. "They aren't acting. They're being used." Dakota stared at that line longer than she wanted to. Back in Scotland, Sam and Caitríona left the lodge with more questions than answers. Alden's words echoed in their minds. The folder he'd given him contained only a single sheet of paper, with 3 cryptic lines written in Gaelic. Taran Iran Falakta von Chomdik, ideographic period, Na Diacumnich D, AINM1, ideographic period, Nuara Thig and Co, bid Ahul Kaela, Toizaha. Sam translated them under his breath. Ideographic period, the truth is hidden beneath the veil. Forget your own name. When the mist comes, everything begins. Caitríona shivered. What does it mean? I don't know, Sam admitted. But his instincts screamed that it wasn't just a riddle. It was an instruction. The days that followed blurred together. Both tried to carry on with their professional lives, public appearances, interviews, scripts to read. But privately, the project consumed them. Each time they spoke, the conversation circled back to the Highland Veil. Each cryptic message from Alden tightened the knot in their chests. It was Caitríona who broke first. One night, after too much whiskey, she whispered, "Sam, what if we're not part of a project? What if we're pawns in something we can't control?" Sam didn't answer, because deep down, he feared she was right. Dakota landed in Edinburgh at dawn, rain streaking the airplane window. As she collected her luggage, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The hairs on the back of her neck prickled as she stepped outside into the grey morning. She wasn't wrong. Across the street, in a black car, a man lifted his phone and muttered into the receiver. "She's here, just like they predicted."